Welcome back to the kitchen table of SilverSurfwax for SilverSurfwax Saturday. It is May 1st. The Silver RAID 2. I don't know about these other guys with Silver RAID 2. This is like Silver RAID 4 for me. But just got back from my local coin shop and look what I have done. All right, guys. Oh my goodness. Straight up 100 ounces or $140 face value of dimes. So I got 1,400 dimes for the stack. Let's get this washed up. So I already can tell, I already saw a barber in here. I got a bunch of Mercury dimes in here, so I'm pretty jazzed because there seems to be a pretty good mix of Roosevelt dimes and Mercury dimes, and it looks like I might get a barber or two out of this thing if I'm lucky. So let's go ahead, get this soaked and degreased and washed up so I can handle all of these dimes. Look at all of that silver spreading out on the table. And when I'm done with this, we will count it all up and see how we're doing on the 1,000 ounces of dime goal. 2 ammo cans filled with dimes, 700 face value each for $1,400 face value or 1,001 ounces. How close are we to finishing the 2 ammo can project of dimes? We'll find out. All right, let me get this washed up and I'll be right back with you. All right, I'm back after a little rinse. So we got our 1,400 dimes. I put them through a little bit of a rinse cycle here with some soap, dishwashing soap, and just a little agitation just to get all the grease and the debris off of these guys. Like I've said and done and shown in past videos, I don't do a specific significant job of cleaning these things, but I do like to soak them for about 15 minutes in soapy water and let them get all that grease off of there, agitate them a little bit just so I can get a large, oh, there's a, just saw that barber got a 1912 there. That's pretty cool. Set that aside over here. So I'll let these dry off and then I'll start separating. Oh, there's another barber. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, a 1906. That one's a little more worn than the other one. But ooh, it's an O. 1906 O. I don't know. I don't have the key dates memorized for the barbers, but I know an O is good. So let's see if that is pretty cool. So yeah, so I'll go ahead and dry these up and count these out. And up, look at that, another barber just poked its head up. Another 1911 and straight up Philadelphia. So kind of fun. And I off the top of my head, I don't know how close I am to finishing this Mercury dime or the dime goal. And gotta admit, I'm pretty excited to go and see. I feel like we're getting really close to finishing 1,000 ounces of dimes, or 14,000 dimes is how many I'll be counting and sorting through when this thing is all done. So let me finish this up and I'll start sorting and organizing these guys now that they're a little more easy to, not so greasy and difficult and dirty to touch. And we'll see how many barbers I get out of this mix. So far, that's 3 just off the top of the visual set here. All right, coming back at you in a second. All right, got through the initial sorting of the Mercs versus the Roosevelts. And so we kind of got a 60-40 split, maybe 70-30, I don't know, 35. We'll see. I'll count it up. But I thought this is a healthy amount of Mercs that I got, or at least anything, you know, above 30% in a mixed bag is pretty good, at least in my experience. So we got some Mercs for the stack. It's pretty cool. Turns out I had eyeballed those 3 barbers, but then I got this weird guy. Check this dude out. Look at this thing, this tiny little thing. It's smaller than a dime. I have no idea what it is at the moment. I just don't know. So I need to, you know, look it up and find it out. But, you know, get this in the camera here. I can do it. Let's get, so it's 10 cents, 1944. And I don't know, is that Canadian? Is that, I can't really kind of read this. It's like Williamina. I have no idea what this is. So, pardon me for just not knowing, but I will figure it out. And that's just kind of cool. A little specialty extra in here. We'll see how the count is in terms of, do I have $140 face of Mercs, or why I had that weird little guy in here and how that affects my account. Is it extra, or did I get shorted, or what's up? So anyway, we'll go ahead and I'll start counting these guys out like I usually do in groups of 100, so that we can see if we got what we paid for. All right, so we got the counts here. So in terms of the Roosevelt dimes, I've got 965 dimes counted out here. So that makes the lion's share, almost 1,000 dimes, or short of 1,000 dimes. And then in terms of the Mercury dimes in the 40s, I got 261 of those, and 90 in the 30s, 59 in the 20s, 22 in the teens, and 3.5, I guess, but 3 barbers. So you add all that together, and it's exactly 1,400 dimes with the addition of this bonus piece right here. So pretty crazy on that bonus piece. Also, so far, I'm pretty jazzed. I just happened to kind of look, and I've got these 2 guys. Look at this, 1926. Let's flip this 1926 over. Here, no, I can't do that on camera. I don't want to take that off camera so you think I had some sleight of hand. Here we go, 1926. What do you think that is? Is that is that fine, very fine? Wait a second, I gotta get my finger in there, and I'm looking through the camera lens. Here's a 1928 and here's a 1926. I think this is good. I think this is at least fine, and maybe extra fine. And look at that S, 1926S. So yes, sir, picked up a 1926S and a 1928D. I can do this, 1928D. So pretty hot. Got some semi-key dates in here. I did a brief look over. I saw a bunch of 1916s, no D, and a bunch of other 1926s in here, but no S. But a 1926S is a pretty good pickup in terms of a key date. So I'm pretty pleased with that. So all in all here, I got 1,400 dimes to add to the stack, and a pretty healthy mix between it and these 3 barbers, which is kind of fun. Let's look at those again. Let's see if I can get in here. Here's a 1912, and that's a D. Here's a 1911, and that's Philadelphia. And here's a 1906, which is an O, and I need to look that up. I just have no idea. So pretty cool on the barbers. I like the barbers. They're probably not that collectible relative to how I feel about them, but the fact that they're over 100 years old is pretty badass. All right, guys. So that's it for right now. What I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna start putting these Roosevelt in tubes, And I actually have a little unboxing special for you here. So let's get to that. Let me get that out. All right, we got a little unboxing to do here. So let's get to it. See if I can do this. I'm gonna have to set up the camera just so I can even be able to do this one-handed here. All right. What do we have here? Got my sweet delivery from Amazon. And let's check this out. Oh, yeah. I'm so thrilled. I got all new clear Whitman tubes for the stack. So I'm gonna start putting at least these Roosevelt dimes immediately into these beautiful clear tubes. So now you can see the silver in all its glory. I gotta admit, I think I wrote this in some comment on to a subscriber, a surf waxer, if you will. My kids are calling my subscribers surf waxer. So please like and subscribe and become a surf waxer. I think that's so adorable. So I kind of was commenting on a video that I really do like the square tubes in terms of its organization because they kind of group together. But for viewing silver, these clear tubes are so great. And I think a lot of the reason that I started watching YouTube videos was for silver porn. I liked watching people play with their silver, moving their silver around, seeing what people had. And when you have silver in these opaque containers, it's really not very satisfying. So for the full stack video, or for putting stuff in tubes and kind of showing off, if it's covered with paper, if it's covered with thick plastic that you can't see through, not as fun. So I'm kind of excited about migrating the stack to these tubes here, and it's an extra expense for sure. But it definitely looks a lot better on video, and it's a little more satisfying for me. So it's an expense that I'm willing, and compared to the amount of money I'm putting into silver, it's kind of a small expense. So we'll go ahead and we'll get these dimes into these tubes, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. All right, right back at you. Oh my goodness, how wonderful is this? All right, guys, so I put all the Roosevelts into these tubes, and it's just so fantastic because check this out. I mean, it just looks so nice. I mean, you got these Roosevelt tubes. You put them sideways. You can easily tell if there's any clad coins in here. You can see how beautiful they look. You can see all of that silver facing you. So I'm really pleased with this box of Whitman tubes, just from a visual perspective. It really makes it so attractive. So, and I can't wait to do this for the rest of my coins. I only have 100 tubes here, and so I am not going to be able to finish getting brand new tubes for my entire box until I get another box of these or more. So yeah, I got a lot of tubes to fill, but this was a good start, and I can start migrating, into, use up this first box of 100 and then get the next box or two. So pretty excited. So, the next step, now that I kind of got, that row cleaned up, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bust out and try to get these mercs done by year and mint mark. And it has been a chore to do this because I've got to get out every individual tube for every individual year and mint mark and sort these and then put the mercury dimes away. And I don't know what I'm going to do with this guy. I got to research it, and I'll look up my 19060 in a second here and check that out. Check out that 19060. I don't know if that's valuable, but I like it nonetheless. All right, guys. coming back at you. And it's time to put these barbers away, so I'll just take these 3 barbers and put them into my tube of barbers. I've got 30 of them in here, and I'll add the 3 more, and then we'll have 33. Okay, now that I can read this a little more clearly, this is a 1944 P, see that little P right there, from the Netherlands. So a little 10-cent piece. Apparently 120 million of these were minted, so not very rare. And apparently also 60-ish% silver, if I read that right. So not the same fineness that we're used to, but kind of cool nonetheless. Got it for free. So I got a little Netherlands coin to add to the stack here. All right, so here's all the Roosevelts in their new clear tubes. So pretty damn cool. Got all these Roosevelts, you know, in their nice new awesomeness. So we're gonna go ahead and start. I'm gonna work on the remainder of sorting out these 1940s, 1920s, and 19-teens, and see, I probably have to have a new tube for these 2 guys since these are key dates, and I don't have even a roll dedicated to them. So let me get on that. Okay, so we did pretty good. We finished this up. Here's the here's all the new tubes of clear Roosevelts in there, and then I got a new set of mercury dimes in the full tubes here, and then here's the remaining partial tubes that for the mercury dimes, and everything's put away here. We did pretty good, and we actually filled a slot on one of these 2 books, so I ended up having a 1930 S, and we filled that hole in the book, which is pretty amazing. In addition to that, like I had shown before, we had a 1926 S, and so that has got itself a dedicated tube. And surprisingly, I had some. I found 3 1945 micro S's, which gives me a total of 8 of them now. So not a super amazing coin, but is different. And so I've differentiated. Let's see if I can show off the micro S here. Look at how tiny the S is right there. So I've got 8 of these guys with the micro S here. Let's see if we can get this showing up a little bit better here. And so, yeah, kind of fun to find some of those guys in this mix. I mean, the 1930 is pretty good. So let's take a look at the totals that we pulled off here. Now we were able to update the books from 298 coins, because we now have 76 and 76 instead of 76, 75. Right, so 299 coins are in the books, and then we have 87 full tubes in this can, and then add the partials together for a total without the books of 5,700 or 5,747 without, and 6,446 dimes with the books. So we're 1,000 dimes shy. We got one more $100 face value bag of mercury dimes to get us to the goal. Although I kind of want to get us to the goal with another 300 dimes or so that we can not include the books, and the can would sort of exist on its own. So a little more to go there, but right now that puts us at 432 ounces, and that count works out pretty beautifully because I had purchased 100 ounces for this this effort here today. So 432, 332. Man, amazingly, my totals are working out pretty good there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these away and call this Silver Raid a success on MayDay, May 1st, for this this little event. And thanks for watching, guys. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll go ahead and see you on the next one.